Jack-in-the-Box tacos are a little strange. They're delicious, but let's be honest. They're kind of weird. The reason for that is they were invented back in 1950. They've been on the menu ever since. That's insane. So, what goes into a Jack-in-the-Box taco? A lot of stuff. But we're going to make this a simplified version that tastes exactly the same, that has the exact same texture and everything else with ingredients you already have. Nothing weird, nothing abnormal, just all natural stuff that you'll feel better about eating. And we also going to make the sauce today because their sauce is, wow. Also from 1950. And you can tell. We're going to make that. Common ingredients. Doesn't take long. Seriously, 10 minutes you'll have that sauce made. Tops. That's it. Now we're going to make some tacos and blow your mind. So let's get started. Jack-in-the-Box was founded in 1950-51 in El Cajon, California. Shout out to my peeps in El Cajon there. They very close to the border, very close to Tijuana. So they would have been familiar with tacos dorados, but they would have had no idea how to make them. And that's pretty evident by what's inside the tacos and how they made them. American cheese is a weird one. You gotta admit that's a strange one. That sauce, I just wait till you see this. But the meat itself, there's a ingredients list here. You can print this off of their website and the nutrition list and ingredients and things like that. Big companies have to make this public. The meat is beef. It's also chicken and texturized soy protein or vegetable proteins, which is soy. And it's soy's not so good for you. You can't eat a lot of that. Like tofu and stuff, guys, you gotta limit your soy intake. Otherwise, you might notice some really strange things because of the estrogen that's in it. I mean, if you have the sudden ability to multitask, or you start caring about other people's feelings, or you can no longer fart in public, or you want to drive the speed limit suddenly, or you get those headaches right at bedtime, you're eating too much soy and too much estrogen. So back off the soy, stick to the beef, okay? We're gonna make these all beef, all natural, throw this out. And I'm gonna show you all of this stuff here in 2 seconds, but basically that's the rundown of why the meat tastes like it does. And now I'm gonna show you how to make it the right way. In order to get around some of the weirder things in this, like the soy protein and stuff, we're gonna substitute some oat flour in this. How do you get oat flour? You take some oats and you grind it in a spice grinder or a coffee grinder. We need 2 tablespoons of that, and it's pretty simple. You probably have a tube of oats someplace, and we need some Maseca or the Maseca Corn Flour. You're going to use some regular flour in there, some chili powder. The full recipe's in the description below, all the exact measurements. The only other weird thing in here is accent seasoning. It's an MSG product that you can just buy at the regular grocery store. It'll be coming up here in a second. There it is right there. So that's the one you're looking for at the grocery store. It only costs a couple bucks, and you can use it for a lot of things. MSG is not necessarily bad for you. It got a bad rap. So, don't worry about adding that to this. But yeah, just add your water in here to make a slurry with all the seasoning, and then you're ready to start cooking the meat. Now, we've got a pound of 80-20 ground beef right here. We're not going to put any chicken in this or anything else because we're just going to keep it all beef. That's not such a bad thing, right? So, yeah, let's just brown that up and get that ready to go. Drain it off and get the grease out of it as best you can. The oats will help soak up some of that. Now we're going to add our seasoning slurry to this, bring it to a simmer, which is going to help thicken it up as it cooks because of all the fun things in there and thickeners in there. And just get that well incorporated. You don't have to worry about breaking the meat up too much because I'm going to put this in a food processor. So you can't do this with a small food processor. It has to be a full-size one. If you're trying to do this with 2 pounds of meat, you're going to have to split it up into 2 different batches, really, because if you get too much in here, it's not going to grind down as much as you would want it to. You're looking for this to go probably 2 solid minutes on high. You're looking for that wonderful, dare I say, baby poop consistency. Yeah, that's kind of it. Once that's done and you've got it where you want it, we're going to put this back in the pan and we're going to simmer this over a medium-low heat with a lid on it. What that's going to do is help steam the meat a little bit more and help break it down even further. That's going to turn it into that real, smooth, clumpy kind of, weird consistency that these tacos tend to have. I mean, the Jack in the Box tacos are known for the strange meat, and this is pretty strange right here. But it is delicious, and it's what we love, so here you go. This is how to do it and how to make it yummy. The second part of the magic of this is how we make the tacos. Now you need to put some oil in a hot pan here. You want the pan about 350, 370 degrees, 370 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. And fairly well oiled. If they're dry, they will crack. Even if they're hot, they will crack. So make sure that they have a thin coating of oil on them. And you can do 2 per oiling. Now I have a medium cookie scoop here. And this will, it's a little too much. The small one's probably a better fit. But I filled it about half full. And that seemed to make the perfect tacos. Now just keep going until you get an entire tray like this. Put it on some parchment paper. And you're going to cover this with plastic wrap. This is very important to get it fully sealed because these are going to have to go in the freezer for 24 hours. When they've gone a couple of hours, you can put these in individual Ziploc bags, do them 2 or 3, 4 at a time, something like that. Just a snack size, it's perfect. You can pull them out anytime you want, fry a couple up, and enjoy some tacos. This step is critical or they won't taste right. So the next thing we have to do is the sauce. Why does it taste like that? Because it was 1950 and Betty Crocker wasn't making taco sauce back then. They did the best they could with what they had, but they didn't know any better, and they probably didn't have access to all the ingredients that we do now. So does their sauce taste like other taco sauces? Hell no. But we're trying to get that authentic flavor, so this is what it's going to take. I'm going to show you this in 2 seconds. First thing is, though, real quick, while I'm doing this, is because I used the wrong chili sauce in this. The Heinz chili sauce might be a little bit harder to find, but the stuff you're going to see here in 2 seconds is not the right chili sauce. It's got a little extra twang to it. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's too much ketchup-y thing or something. Anyways, the correct one turns out is the Heinz. They didn't have that at my store. You can order it online if you can't find it. But it's in a bottle. It looks like their ketchup, but it's in a little bottle. So find that, and you can make this sauce much better than I made this sauce, but you can't tell how it tastes. So I'm just making sure that yours turns out perfectly, because mine, a little too much like Clamato. Not what I was going for. But let's get started, and I'll show you how to make this. So let's make some of this wacky sauce. All right, we got a cup of water. We've got a 1/4 cup of chili sauce. Remember, the Heinz is better than the store brand stuff. And we've got some cornstarch going in here. And the seasonings are some seasoning salt, some onion powder, some red pepper flakes, some garlic powder, some white pepper going in, some coriander. There's cumin, there's a little bit of cloves in this, and some sweet paprika, and we've got some vinegar going in, about 2.5 tablespoons. This goes into your blender, and you blend the snot out of it. As soon as that's done, you can put it in a saucepan. Bring this to a simmer, and let it simmer about 5 to 7 minutes. Let it cool down after that. You want to stir it, the whole time so it doesn't stick. And then I love putting this in a squeeze bottle because it's so much easier to just apply it as you want to, as you go along, and just make sure you don't miss any of that yummy goodness. Get it in the squeeze bottle, label it so you know what it is, stick it in your refrigerator so it's cold, and this will stay good for a little while. Now here's the tacos ready to cook. Now as you see, they were in an individual Ziploc bag. You cook them from frozen. This is critical to the taste of these things. It does something to the tortilla. I don't know what it is. They cook really, really fast. I mean, super fast. And that's it. They're done. Okay, so the tacos come off the oil. They're hot. put them on some paper towels, let them dry. Unless you're doing a whole rack of them, a dozen or so, then you can get one of those wire racks and let them drain on that. But as they come off, this really helps if you're doing a lot, is to have somebody with you, because you want to get these before they cool off and get your cheese inside. This is just a slice of American cheese that's been cut on the diagonal. That's all they do. That's all we do. There you go. Saw how easy it was to cook these. Try not to crack the shells. You just want to poke them open just enough to get your cheese in. We're going to put the lettuce in too, which I will show you in a second, but trust me when I tell you this, folks, it smells like Jack in the Box in here. It's weird. Okay, gently, gently, gently. There you go. They are all cheesed up. That's perfect. The cheese will melt in a second because these are scorching hot. I have no feeling in my hands, my fingertips, so I don't care. But if you're doing this otherwise, they're hot. So that is basically that. We have our sauce here. You saw how we made that. This is awesome. I put it in a squeeze bottle because I have one, because I spent the $9 and got the 16 pack of squeeze bottles. You can do the same. There you go. Just go to Amazon and put in a kitchen squeeze bottle. It's not too hard. Okay, lettuce. Lots and lots of lettuce. The sauce goes on top of the lettuce. I don't know if it always did, but that's the way they make it right now. So if you're trying to recreate what they're doing currently, that's the way you're going to do this. Shredded iceberg. It's not even finely shredded iceberg. Again, I'm not trying to make the world a better place. I'm just trying to make a Jack in the Box taco that doesn't require going through the drive-thru and having someone there screw it up for me. But that's the thing about nostalgia food, is you kind of want to taste the way you remember it. And if you haven't had one of these in a while, this is going to blow your mind. Seriously, this is so spot on. It's not even funny. So you're welcome. All right, they are all lettuced up. They always have a lot of lettuce in them. Okay, time to sauce them. A lot of sauce goes on these. Fair amount of sauce. Ooh, that's lovely. Sauce it real good. That might be a little extra saucy. There we are. Doesn't that look exactly like a Jack in the Box taco? Come on. I don't care who you are. The Jack in the Box taco assembled. It's perfect. It's amazing. It's incredible. I'll hold it up for the camera here. It's perfect. It's got the right sauce in it. Everything, the texture is perfect. The flavor is perfect. Everything is exactly the way. That is nostalgia right there. And that sauce is, it's crazy, but it works. It's what their sauce is. So if we're going to do what they do, we got to do what they do. That's it. You saw how easy it is to make. And I still have a dozen of these sitting in my freezer. So Jack in the Box taco party, everybody. Woo! Yeah. You got to love that. You can just pull out a couple tacos, fry them up in the pan real fast anytime you want a snack. Seriously, mind blown. That's crazy. Pound of meat makes almost 2 dozen tacos. Come on, man. That's crazy. You're going to have tacos for a long time, and that's good because they're delicious and you love them. And they're easy to make, and you saw how. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next one, right? Okay, bye.